Sounds good. Into BOE with Team Typhoon up 1-0. They've got that first pick, that first ban for this map. And on BOE, we've seen a lot of things happen. The actual hero priority is definitely different. You see a little bit more Tyrande, a little bit more Tannis. Greymane also rises up, which tends to bring Tyrael with him. But those globals are still very valuable. You think about being able to get an additional lane or two of experience, being able to stay in the lane, still not something you can count out. At the same time, you got to look at heroes like Valla and Li Ming for their amazing poke, just for safely whittling down the Immortals. And Team Typhoon giving this the full thought. They're going to go for the Greymane ban.
Greymane? First ban?
They're afraid, man. He's got that single
Is this
target
real?
deeps. Also, this is the new patch. And, you know, I'm a little sad that we haven't seen more of the Cursed Bullet, but oh my gosh, it's so fun.
The Cursed Bullet should work on the Immortals.
Oh, that balance. That would be insane.
All right, so banning out Greymane. I mean, do you ban... I say ban Malfurion here. Let them pick Tassadar, and then you take away things that are from that. But they've had a high priority on Li Ming, Pros Throws has. So we'll see if they want to try and play that game, or whether they'll just play it safe so they can get Li Ming during their first rotation.
Is this the second Ragnaros ban in BOE we've seen today? It's really interesting. Like, Rag's fine. He's a great solo laner. I just don't know if he's the priority ban. Tassadar first pick. Now you got to be worried about Valla.
Malf Li Ming.
Yeah.
And they're going to give up Valla
Oof.
and whoever else they want.
So if they go Malf Li Ming and then the response is like Valla ETC.
Yeah. And it's great because ETC pairs well with Valla. We actually saw a good execution on this before where they would group up, make sure and get the trait for that extra attack speed, and just continue to DPS.
Oh, they're giving it some thought. They very well could say, well, we're going to take Valla just so that Tassadar doesn't get the same kind of synergy with Valla that she could hope for. It's not that Li Ming would be bad per se on the side of Team Typhoon. It's just not as juicy.
They've got to be thinking, if we give up Valla here, we're in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, we're going to take it ourselves.
I like this. I like this response. Valla variant.
Because the 2Vs equal a W?
Exactly. Okay. So, when Valla's already taken, you kind of got to go Li Ming, right? Oh my god. Tass, Mouth.
Has Dingo.
You think so? Instead of
Second
Ben?
rotation. Second rotation.
Okay.
After ban. It won't be banned out. So, and this is I know this sounds crazy, but this is the one time where you should consider banning out Zul'jin.
Over Li Ming.
The one time.
Right. I think we'll probably see the Li Ming ban, though. I think they'll overlook it.
I would let Li Ming through. If anybody, ban Tychus. Ban Tychus so that you have good frontline control. Li Ming obviously does very well on poke on this map, very strong. But you have to find ways. If you don't get value out of Tassadar, and obviously Tassadar is a really good hero overall, but there are ways to get value out of Tassadar, and then there's ways to get really good value out of Tassadar. And the way to do that is with auto attackers. And some of the heroes that you can let through are things like Li Ming, and the synergy is not quite there. Yes, you're giving up two strong heroes, but the synergy isn't. One way or another, you gave up Tassadar, and he's strong. But this is either a Tychus ban, or I don't know if we'll see Zul'jin, but this is the one time and the one map. This map and Braxis, I think, are two best maps, especially when you have Tassadar.
We'll find out very soon, as the Zul'jin is still available. Falstad ends up being the ban, fearful of the global and the auto attack style. Falstad, however, with the auto attack style, doesn't tend to thrive on this map. It's actually quite bad because you're not able to farm up seasoned marksman, so you tend to see Mage Falstad when he's picked. Li Ming will be denied because they're just fearful of the blow-up with Varian Vala Li Ming. Very smart.
This could be Lunara, by the way, on the other side for Team Typhoon.
I would love it.
She's been making a slight comeback. Again, you got to find things that pair with Tassadar. And even if it's just Tychus and then, say, another damage dealer, it's fine. Maybe even an Artanis, but then they'd be kind of a little bit low on terms of team fight damage.
Yeah.
This is one of 2 maps where you're like, yeah, Zul'Jin's good. Like, without much hesitation.
Well, his trait just gets so much value. If he can ever just sit there and throw axes.
I mean, I don't know. Unless they're thinking of Kharazim here, it's got to be Rhaegar, which the lightning shield on this alone, like the lightning bond at level 1, is worth it.
Yeah.
And it gives them good follow-up to what they're trying to do. Unless they want to get a swap into 7-sided strike, which is kind of difficult to pull off against the team that they're facing. Like, the only Malfurion and Zul'Jin are the only ones that lack mobility, and those are backliners.
And you got Tazdango and Zul'Jin. You can go Morales. I can accept that. I like that more than Kharazim. Kharazim brings damage to the table, but I don't know that their composition is self-sustaining enough to justify that. I think. But
better than Rhaegar.
I mean, I prefer the Rhaegar over Morales for sure.
I know, right? I mean, they're going all in on the Vala, Jaina, and Artanis to win the race, but I mean, Zul'Jin, Thrall are no slouches. Tassadar, obviously, a little bit of a weak link there until late game, depending on his level 1, but we'll see. We will see. I actually really like watching Zul'Jin play. It can be very unassuming. It's really awkward because you're thinking, all right, he's not that exciting, but then his health bar starts to go down, and you're like, oh, wow, that ramped up quickly.
Well, here we go into game number 2. Currently 1-0 lead for Team Typhoon in the blue. Getting that first pick, Tassadar Haipu. Their Vala was taken away, but they ended up with a beautiful comp regardless. And man, they didn't choose green mounts except for March. So March, you get an A today. Everyone else gets a B.
Have you seen Bone Slicer picked up competitively? It's always been you want Ags.
I
don't know. I mean, I guess if you're trying to pierce the front line to hit the Immortal.
I feel like I've seen that on Braxis, but never here.
Wait a minute. Tassadar level 1, Templar's Will? Is that real?
Mixing things up.
That's a lot of attacks, by the way. 30 seconds is a long time to just stand still and auto-attack.
Yeah, but when you have guaranteed positions, I can see it being interesting. Maybe he'll go for the level 7 slow talent.
Well, we are seeing Q-Build Vala, as expected, and amateur opponent for Artanis. So, in 1 minute from now, the Immortals will spawn. We'll see exactly how effective that is in the early game. Does Team Typhoon try and take a fight since they have Tassadar early game?
I don't think it's a bad idea. They definitely want to try to find the skills. The roots, however, are beautiful on Jaina Benedict, getting all the heals from Medic and Sirius, feeling the wrath of that Jaina Vala.
That was pretty damaging.
Yeah. I mean, they've got Malf, Tassadar. They can heal through a lot, but it's not a full Q build, mind you. It is Conjurer's Pursuit level 1, so it'll be Q build from here on out, but Dan is worried about the mana retention, I guess.
I feel like that's normally when you spec into it at level 4. Well, there's the power slide onto Jaina once more. Let's see if Morales can heal her up. Root just missed. The Trap Queen taking a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So serious.
Yeah, this is just a lot of trading on both sides. Okay, missed. Scouting out before he goes on in. He's actually going to look to defend rather than put the pressure down. Does have that root. Misses the root onto Varian, but it doesn't matter. Theros will end up going down here. Oh my goodness, I spoke too soon. I couldn't quite get through before that hit.
Wow. Lucky ducky.
Yeah. March is starting to pop off though. And the Troll Orc line, they are smorking on this guy. But no, they're afraid. They're looking to defend.
All right, Theros, I don't think he's going to make it out this time as he tries to turn around grenade. Not going to be able to do much to help. Morales got to be careful with positioning. Sirius not able to get a follow-up on that, but that is our first blood of the game.
And here they go. Trying to bring us to the halftime show. Their damage isn't insane yet, and both their mana's, you know, a little bit low. March, you'll see he's using his trait to try to do the DPS as fast as possible. He's actually holding off on casting E. There he goes. It is very expensive.
As possible.
Yeah.
Bakery's YouTube series, if you guys want to check that out. Shout outs to Bakery.
I haven't watched that one.
He just came out with a new one on stutter stepping, I think, yesterday. I think a lot of people should watch it.
Oh, cool.
Well, first Immortal picked up by Team Typhoon. Not overly convincing, but they do get it. They have the early advantage. We see a little bit of extra experience right now. Varian going to have to go to the top to try not to lose too much experience. Is missed up there. Soaking right away.
Yeah, very just quick decision making. Immortal has lost its shield, so it's really not going to do a whole lot here. If they get the 2 towers, they'll be happy with it. But they already have a level lead. Big swap going in, but it's on Tassadar. Dimensional Shift just calmly pulling himself away as Pugs Not Drugs is caught in the frenzy of the enemy team. Medic barely keeping alive, and Sirius needs to be careful. Power Slide will be enough.
All right, the extra knockback range, the swap, and there's no power slide out this time, but the shields are there, and that's what's so hard to take him down. ETC is able to walk away for now. No follow-up. As you talked about, no Q build for Vala, except for at level 4, so you don't have that extra range. Maybe it was on cooldown, but that's the thing with the swaps. First, we saw Tassadar, who has Dimensional Shift. ETC, his power slide was down, but the shields from Tassadar. Swaps are good, but it's going to be really hard to get kills until they get later in the game.
I mean, if Varian was down here, easy kill. You got the stuff. Boom, lock him in place. Get those frost bolts and hovering arrows in there. But if you can hit those in the actual team fights with the Immortals, fantastic.
Not full Q build for Vala going into Creed at level 4.
Huh. Interesting. Just trying to keep it a little bit flexible, looking for a little bit of sustained damage.
Yeah, that is hard. Jaina obviously is their burst damage hero, and Vala goes full burst damage, then you're relying on definitely long cooldowns before you have more damage. So
yeah, you need to sustain in some of these situations. I think makes sense.
Yeah, I think the hybrid is okay. But level 7 here for Team Typhoon. Camp already picked up a little bit early, as we see. What is their name? Pros throws. They drop back. They were posturing for theirs, but now they're afraid to lose the keep. As Sirius being targeted right now, the cleanse is out. Now they're not even going to be able to get their camp. They're just going to have to defend and then rotate up.
Well, they'll make quick work of the Fallen Shaman, so that's at least good for them. Do you see defensive posture right away? Oh, the invade. They expected somebody to have started that Fallen Shaman camp. They're just scoping that out.
But they are on the defense once more.
Take a look at Tassadar's quest talent. He is over halfway through, so that means he does have the additional range. Step 1, he can increase it even further for that auto attack. In Zul'jin, however, uncontested, just kind of throwing axes for days. Cleanse has been used on Theros, and they get the kill now.
Tassadar just trying to finish his quest anywhere he can. He's like, I'll attack you. I'll attack you. Lieutenant Dan very far up the roof, the slide, and Jaina is no more. That was double.
Almost got out of there, but really well done. Thrall initiating that with the wolf, follow-up of the Malfurion roots, power slide, double kill. Gives them a full power immortal pretty much.
I wish I could play Zul'jin with a Malfurion and Tassadar. I just sit there and I don't care who I attack. I just walk up to anybody and start just like throwing axes. It's a good time, man. Thrall did go back to base. Theros gets out of the way of the roots. Roots will expire and should live on to see another day. Swap. Cleanse is used. Can March get out of here? Oh my goodness, Verino did end up going deep for that kill. Does he pay with his life? Does the kill live? That Morales grenade was pretty nice on the back end of that too. Shout outs to Sargeras. Pugs and Pugs Not Drugs Got to be careful with his positioning. Both towers down. Shield just now coming off in this Immortal, so he'll move into the melee range, but 10 is picked up. Let's see how aggressive they try and be without half their team here.
Well,
Thrall is just getting free.
Yeah, he's getting a fort. And Thrall has not picked his heroic yet. Tazdingo, Mosh, Twilight, Archon.
That's got to be Sundering.
You think so?
Oh, Earthquake doesn't get much value. I mean, you're looking at a Varian and Artanis, but if you want to like split Jaina, Morales, and Vala, you hit them with the Sundering, especially Morales in particular. You lose the healing off that, the momentary healing. What is Sundering at now? 1.25 or 1 or whatever they nerfed it to.
Oh, the stun time is, yeah, 1.25, I believe.
Yeah, it used to be 1.5. Rip the stun meta.
Rip the stun meta. Hey, at least it can't be interrupted anymore.
Yeah, that's actually a big deal too.
Oh, the guaranteed
like in competitive,
stun, that's amazing. That's
yeah, in
so
competitive, people
impactful.
would wait for that.
Yeah,
they would sit on.
Oh
it.
yeah, it's a big wind-up. You see Thrall going for Sundering. I mean, it's not. What is it? A half-second wind-up, so it's not like the biggest of deals, but you would see a Murden like sitting on him, waiting to Stormbolt.
I got video. I almost put it out on Twitter, but I had a question about something last night. But
might have to. Biggest heroic? No, they can't seem to follow up. It's just the Artanis here. Good swap in from Pugs Not Drugs. Not able to find that kill.
Bakery cleanse on Stormbolt the other day was God tier.
Oh really? He just was predicting it.
It was the last possible minuscule of a second that it could have landed. I had to ask him about it. He's like he said he's normally reactionary. Will they find Thrall down there? No, they're not going. They're not going all the way.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That would have been a big pickup if they could have scouted that out, found Thrall. However, they'll be against double Merc camps in the bottom lane, which they won't be forced to respond to. They're down a level and a half at this point. Also,
and this is actually a good time to fight. They're on even talent tier. Suppression Pulse was picked up against a heavy auto attack team, so they can actually do well if they can find the proper engagement.
It's tough because they can't let bottom push out them super hard.
Artana's starting to rotate up. Let's see if they try and take this fight. He is rounding the corner. They're going to have to fight soon. I mean, you called it. Double camps are going to be pushing. That's going to be forced to respond to. 13 will be here if you don't actively engage. But power slide in the mosh pit, Jake.
Oh, denying the stim drone all of its value, but they still find that kill onto ETC. Big Twilight Dream going off here as Mist is trying to find that kill with the Earthquake down, but the medic kills are just enough to keep Pugs Not Drugs alive, and the retreat is now sounded here from Team Typhoon.
Wow. Earthquake, man, I don't... Oh, I would have loved... Sundering would have just done work there, but unfortunately, Earthquake didn't get the value that they had hoped. ETC will be back up, but Varian going in. There's the taunt, the stun, the cleanse is out, though. Marsh, man. He's like, I will take this death as I Taz Dingo.
This just walked up. He was in the bush, and he just gave the 1-2 punch to the face of Vala.
Well, they're now looking at a very, very healthy Immortal with a huge shield. This will be keep threatening at this point.
Yeah, I mean, considering how low this fort already is, 2 or 3, I mean, might not even need to do anything to this because they're just going to power through it. So yeah, the keep wall is going down for sure.
Keep wall, but what else? Artanis is not going to be able to soak 13, so he's going to come up here. He's got to be careful. His swaps have been a little bit dangerous. They do have the ability to follow up and get a kill, but they also have to be careful. Let's see, Mosh Pit still a ways away.
Swap onto March is good. That's what they need. Talzingo still on cooldown, so he should go down here. That's a kill early on, but is Artanis able to stay alive? Big Ring of Frost attempted. The Earthquake has been cast as well, and Mist will lose his life. Not enough to stay alive with that EQ, and that stim drone Vala just does so much DPS.
Yeah, that was really well done. I compliment that Artanis swap. That was pretty much their best kill potential. All the heroics for Team Typhoon were down. They put themselves in a compromising position. That doesn't happen with any other hero, by the way, except for Artanis. So nicely done there.
I mean, they made it work. The ring to give him some support, cost him chaos. Suppression Pulse also denying a lot of that DPS from Thrall. it worked out well. They're staying alive. They kept that keep standing, which is a huge deal.
That is a very, very big deal, especially for this map and the amount of pressure that they've had pushed against them. I don't even know, have they even damaged a fort wall? Like, and I mean damaged. Is there even ammo out of it? No ammo out of that one.
There we go. I mean, the ammo's full, but they did do damage at one point. Okay. Nice grenade to scout. Sir Jairus. Represent. That's my server in World of Warcraft. Or at least my old server. I used to play Alliance and play that.
Dismount, but there's no follow-up. Twilight Dream available. Taunt has been used. The power slide out with the cleanse. The swap. Oh,
close. Thrall is still top. He's dealing with the Merc Camp. Did not commit to the fight. They want 16 for this Immortal phase, and they got 30 seconds. They're going to be very close. If they pick up the Fallen Shaman, so bottom, so top, it'll definitely be a threat.
Yeah, they can definitely take this a little bit more passively. You know, they've got this camp. The camp will be pushing. The top, you know, is pushed out. Bottom lane just got cleared up. But 16 obviously is what they want to obtain. But the lanes are so pushed up. Tassadar.
Shift is used. 30-second cooldown. The swap onto March. Tazdingo is available this time. He's holding on to it as long as he can. Archon used in the backside. Gonna have to Tazdingo now. Turning onto Lieutenant Dan. Big mosh with the Ring of Frost just as big. Twilight Dream might be enough for them to finally get a win, but the heals from Morales are just so insane, and the blow-up with that Stim Drone just tearing through player after player. 1-for-1 in the end of that fight.
Yeah, that could have got a lot worse. The cleanse is out again. Theros, again, the charge is on a very short cooldown, but posturing up right now. Vereno starting to put some damage onto the Immortal. Again, somebody's going to have to defend that bottom lane, Jake, and I don't know who you basically assign to this. You're basically on defensive duty right now, the way the Immortals are postured. They're going to send Vala down. Let's see if Team Typhoon opts to try and be a little bit aggressive, but the swaps, man. The swaps are turning this game around.
They really are, and the charge in onto that Zul'jin. Shields go forward. I managed to get through the big burst of the damage. The pressure pulse has been used to no real effect. That's on cooldown for 50 seconds or 40 or so at this point. 16 is here, though.
Interesting news. Dimensional shift is down.
Theros is pretty far forward. The slow in the roots, that's going to be a dead Theros.
That was a little bit of overcommitment there. Now
Yeah.
they're basically going to have to be on defense in a very tough manner. But the power slide in, then face melt knockback onto Jaina confirms another kill.
That swap might have been the swap too many, as the roots are in the body blocks are here, and Artanis will lose his life. That's 3 members down. This will be another big Immortal, J-How.
Top lane, though. Check out the keep. That's a big wave.
Yeah,
Cleared up.
Moreno's going to gladly grab the XP, but still, a lot of pressure on that.
That last fight, 16 to 15 in the middle of all that. Eventually, time ran out. They had to clear that. 16 was obtained and made that fight a little bit tougher. And now they went from an okay situation to you're now in a very bad situation. As the game goes on and these full shield Immortals, they become so much more powerful. They saved the top keep. I don't think they're going to be saving that. Thrall's sneaking in that top camp, by the way.
That's actually such a big deal, because we just talked about how low this fort is. They could easily lose that keep now.
This could potentially be 2 keeps. It could potentially be game. The taunt onto ETC
Oh,
has
no,
been used.
Jaina! Down she goes. Archon was cast. They're looking for the fight. Suppression Pulse is down, but Earthquake is down as well, keeping them in here, forcing them to fight. Pugs Not Drugs should be falling. That's 3 members. This should be game.
Yeah, Theros, if he makes it out of this, it might not even matter. Yeah, he's dead. And this Immortal will eventually make its way up here. Poor Morales. I mean, they can't do damage to the core. ETC's just sitting on top of it. Now you can. Now go in, boys. There you go. You've earned your victory. And they ended up at a 3-level lead in the end. They gave up a little bit.
Yeah. I just think that one fight where Varian went a little bit too far forward when they were down 16, and they just lost too many members there.